Hello, you're listening to the Manifest It Sis podcast, a safe space for women of color to heal, get aligned, and learn all things spirituality, manifesting, self-care, and personal development. I'm your host, Dani Faust. I'm a psychic intuitive, energy healer, and life coach that helps you shift your energy to manifest your dopest life with more ease and grace. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump in. Hello, manifestors. It's me, Dani. How are you? Welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here listening today. I've got an awesome episode with Miss Asara Tsehai. She's the CEO and founder of Ancient Treasure. And before we hop into talking with her, I just want to remind you that today's episode is sponsored by me and my monthly group membership, the Soul Shift Society. Triple S. Triple S is a safe space for women to get together to heal, connect, and manifest their best lives. We have 2 live sessions we do each month around the new and full moon, and we get together for group channeled energy readings, individual card pulls, group coaching, some hot seat coaching sometimes if it's needed, and just really general camaraderie from women who get it, like-minded, heart-led women who get it. So if you are on a spiritual journey or in the midst of an awakening or just want to up-level your life and start manifesting your desires quicker and with more ease and grace and have a loving community in which to share all of that with, come join Triple S. You can go to bit.ly/SSScoven or just check out the show notes and the links are there for you as well. So we're going to be talking today to Asara Tsehai. I'm going to read her bio for you, and then we're going to hop into this conversation. And this conversation goes all over the place. She is full of energy, and you're not going to believe how old she is after you hear like how energetic and amazing this woman is. Okay, Asara Tsehai is the founder and CEO of Ancient Treasure, the world's simplest beauty company. Ancient Treasure focuses on timeless beauty for women over 40. Asara spent years hunting for beauty formulas that would make her look as good as she felt. When she didn't find it, she did what generations of resourceful women have done before. She created it. She spent 6 years working on her skincare line. During that time, medicine cabinets became more cluttered than they had ever been before. That's why Asara focused on creating formulas that are simple and effective. Women only need 2. Asara is an African medicine woman and a master healer who has trained with other masters. Throughout her 20 years working in skincare, she has supported over 15,000 women to be healthy and find non-toxic skincare that really works. Now, Asara is a leader in supporting women's beauty and moving from dull, dry, and complicated to healthy, glowing, and simple. Let's jump on in with Asara Tsehai.
So let's get into it. Hi, guys. I am here with Miss Asara Tsehai, soon to be Mrs., but I'm not about to tell her business. I'll let her do that. I am so excited to have you here, Asara. Please tell everybody about your journey, what brought you to what you're doing now. Give them a little intro.
Wow. So I'm an African medicine woman. And when I was growing up, I anticipated maybe being a doctor. And as you live, you learn more. And I was directed more towards the naturopathic path. And so I used to go to Jamaica once a year for, a month, and I'd live in the hills and I'd do what the Native Americans called a vision quest, where I would stay up in the hills for 7 days, 8 nights, pray, meditate in nature and not be with a lot of human contact. And I would get my direction for my life for the next 12 months, because I would come every 12 months. And that's how I even gained the title of African medicine woman. And of course, the message doesn't come until like day number 6, right? Because if it came on day number 2, I'd probably quit, right? So it doesn't come until day number 6 or day number 7. And it is my roadmap. It was my roadmap for my life for the next 12 months. And I did that for, oh, I don't know how many years, 7, 8, 9 years. And I'm a healer. And, I've seen and worked with thousands and thousands of women. And what came from that was that I could see that most of the stress was occurring from their work or their family. Those were the two places, work or family. And so that's where I got the whole inspiration to shift our workplaces and began to take this work into workplaces to really shift the human dynamics of things, right? And then, I've been doing that for years, and I guess 30, 40 years now. Like when I think about that, like, what? I've been doing something for 40 years, like not me. I can't be that old, Dani. Like, yeah, when you start talking about 40 years ago, I'm like, ooh, girl, you're talking. But anyway, so I did that, and I'm a healer. And so it was like a natural outpouring of my work was to create the skincare product. I had been working with another healer who had a skincare product. I was doing marketing with it, and I was creating more accounts than he could actually supply. And then people kept saying, girl, do your own, do your own. Like, no, that's not what I do. So finally I started that. And really the skincare, Dani, is really a gateway. It's a gateway to inspire women to be more curious about how they can be fine, fit, and fabulous, even beyond 100+ years young, which is my intention.
I love it. Oh my gosh. First of all, we have to now name this episode Fine, Fit, and Fabulous. I don't know about anybody else. I tell the world I'm living until I'm 120, mark my words. And I'm going to try and continue to look young the whole way through. Okay, you said so much good stuff. Okay. First of all, audience, let me just tell you girls, I've been coaching this woman for a few months now. This is the first time she's ever just said, look, I'm a healer. I'm an African medicine woman. So she was holding out on me. She was waiting for this interview to drop these bombs because she knew I'd be harassing her every day had I known. Anyhow, I'll get to her later on that. So the vision quest. The vision quest sounds so amazing. I love that you didn't use these words, but how I heard it was you went to Jamaica, which is my mom's homeland, and basically communed with God, got as aligned as possible, communed with God and channeled what was coming for you. What brought you to that? And what was it that made you trust the divine downloads? Because so many women I work with, they have this intuition, they feel guided, but they don't trust it enough to listen. What was it for you that said, I'm listening, I'm doing this?
Well, I think, let me see, when I think about that, when I was doing that. Well, at that time, I was a Rasta woman. Wow, I haven't spoken about that in a really long time.
You just get more and more interesting.
Yeah, I was a Rasta woman. I became a Rasta woman in France. And then I ended up in Jamaica, because that's the home of the Rastas, right? But you know what? I don't know. I think that, Dani, that I've always trusted my intuitive self, because at 18, I moved from my home to California. At 20, I moved from California and took a journey to Europe. And everything I did was totally intuitive. Like, so by the time I went to Jamaica, I had lived in France, in Paris, for 6 years, had moved back to the United States, had become, baptized in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, had gone to Jamaica to really understand the culture of Rastafari. And so really the skincare really is a gateway to inspire women how to love themselves and how to care for themselves in the most simple and most natural way. And I was just using skincare because, that's an easy entry. And then through my education, through my emails and things like that, to inspire them that there's more, there's even more. So that's what got me into this.
I love it. I love it. So what is the more? So look, I just turned 40 and I know that you're all about manifesting that. What did you call it? Fine, fit, fabulous. And the whole graceful aging thing leading to the other health modalities, not just skincare. So what is it that you love to teach on in those emails and stuff to your audience?
So really it's about aging with confidence. Because we live in a society that really only honors the youth. It doesn't honor the wisdom of years lived. It doesn't honor the wisdom of healers, of just life lived, right? Like they honor degrees through institutions and certificates. And we know it takes a lot more than that to get through this life and be sane, let alone be healthy. Because the most revolutionary thing we can do, Dani, is to be Black people and be healthy.
Amen. Because they're trying to kill us every which way we turn.
That is the healthiest and the most revolutionary thing that we can be. That we can keep our minds, we can keep our hearts open, and as women, we can keep our wombs open for creative purposes and for pleasure and of our creativity, right? So I'm sorry, I just went everywhere. So
I love it. I love everywhere. Wait, so you said aging with confidence. Talk to me about that.
Well, this happened, I was living in Europe. So I went to Europe at 19 years young. And so I was probably from 19 to 26, I was living in Paris, which I label as discovering life, So I was discovering the meaning of life. So I was meeting these beautiful, powerful, older African-American women who were so I was in my 20s, they're in their 40s. They were traveling alone, had delicious lives. They were they were 40, 50, and 60. Let me say that, right? I'm in my 20s, so they were 30 and 40 years older than me. And I was meeting them, and as a result of meeting them and, me learning all these things I was learning from, the Bible, learning that those 700 and 800 years were really real years, not metaphoric years. And that if we took care of our bodies and we ate right, that we could be healthy all of our lives. And if we did work that we love, that would keep our heart open. So I decided, this is so I want you to know, Dani, and your audience to know that this is a result of a 40-year experiment. So at 24, I decided, I'm going to take this on. If all of this is true, I'm going to put it to a test. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do the things that I love. I'm going to do work that I'm passionate about. I'm going to be self-expressive. I'm going to be a free woman, and I'm going to see what that's going to give me, right? And I'm going to see, I'm not going to live 700 to 800 years, but what about living over 100 years and being fine, fit, and fabulous? So I started that experiment at 21, inspired by women who were 40, 50, and 60. So when I was 21, I thought, when I turn 40, oh my gosh, I'm just going to say whatever I feel, and that's going to be it. That was not the truth. It did not happen at 40. It happened at 60. Wow. I remember turning 60, and I was out with a friend of mine, and she's probably 5 years, 5, 6 years younger than me. And we had a restaurant. I don't even remember. We were definitely at a restaurant. And I don't know, maybe they served me something that I didn't like, I didn't taste. Whatever. I was just being me, and I did whatever I did. And then somewhere in the middle of that, she said, I just need to know something. I go, what's that? She goes, does this happen at 60? I said, what? She goes, at 60, do you just become so self-assured that you just ask for what you want and say what's on your heart and be unapologetic about it? I was like, I had to stop and think, because that's what I expected to happen with me at 40. It didn't happen until I was 60. And it was so natural that I didn't even think about it.
It's just who you were.
It's who I was.
And
now, but this comes out of Dani, my tantra practice. I'm a tantrika.
Tell us everything. Yo, this conversation,
I should tell you all this.
Yo, tell me all of it. I'm taking notes. Look, you see my notebook? Let's go.
So being as a tantrika, because I grew up in this space, okay, if you want to do your healing work is hard. It's gut wrenching, right? Through Tantra, I learned healing through pleasure.
Oof. Keep going.
And see, for Black women, that's a completely different concept.
Foreign, yes.
It's a foreign concept. Healing through pleasure. And that's what the tantric life did for me. Because I was used to, it gotta hurt to make sure that it's effective. And I went into this whole other space. So that does have value, but so does healing with pleasure have value.
Details, please.
So because it was like, I realized through, because I had a private practice for many, many years, and I worked with primarily African-American women. And in that process, I realized, along with my unofficial surveys, that Black women, but particularly Black women, what do I want to say, were not sexually satisfied. And why that's important is because our sexual energy is our creative energy. And not only were we weren't satisfied, we weren't expressive.
Yeah, it's like it was muted. It's like we mute it. And I think that's ancestral. We got a lot of generations of trauma that just says, push that down. Yeah.
Yes. We were so traumatized, Dani, that we couldn't even express our ecstasy. There was no place in our lives to express our ecstasy. And it's the ecstasy that is the fire in us as women to create. So when I discovered this whole piece of healing through pleasure and tantra and ecstasy, and one of my teachers gave me this experience. This is what really changed my life. He gave me this one exercise. He said to me, and by then, at that time, I was a teacher of women and I was a teacher of leaders. And he said to me, I think we saw each other. He was a Tantra master. And we saw each other maybe, I think, every 2 weeks. And he said, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I want you to tally how many times you have something to say and you don't say it.
Oof. Hold on. Audience, I hope you wrote that down because you're doing this. I need you to do that for homework, and I need you to DM me on Instagram at the Dani Faust and give me your tally results. Okay, I need to know 2 weeks from whatever day you are listening to this. I want your results because that is powerful. I know that's down in the belly and the fire. You kind of reminded me of the Ayurvedic thing, like cool head, fire belly. But it also kind of, for me, since I do energy work, it reminds me of the throat chakra, where we stifle what we're trying to say and stifle what we really feel because we don't feel safe enough or brave enough or courageous enough to speak up.
Yes.
How did that exercise work out for you?
And so I was like, me like, what you mean? I'm a teacher of women. I'm a teacher of leaders. So what you mean? I'm self-expressed. What you talking about? Okay, I'll take on your little challenge. I was like, being smug. I was like, woman, in 2 weeks, there was 30 times. 30, because it was 30 times I had something to say that I did not say. And I was shocked. I was shocked, Dani, because I was like, I considered myself free. I considered myself self-expressed. I could not believe this. I was messed up. I was messed up. I was like, no. And I thought, okay, if I am the teacher of teachers and I got 30 times in 3 weeks, what the heck are other women doing in 3 weeks? That's what that made me think about.
Yeah.
Because I'm self-evolved. And I had 30 times. I began to shift that. I was like, that's not okay. And one of the things my teacher would always say, and I never understood what it meant, he would say to me, it took me years. When I say years, I'm talking about 10 years. I'm like, sometimes I'm real slow. And the stuff I'm slow on, Lord. He would say to me, Black people will never be free until they're free in the bedroom. I was like, that don't make no sense to me. What the hell does one got to do with the other? Like, that made absolutely no sense to me. And he would repeat that almost every time I would see him. Every week. And I was with it, but I was like, I don't get it.
Is that what you did to shift?
Until I got it. And how I got it and what I got was because, he was teaching us. He would say to me, why are you not okay with sharing or being open, not sharing, but open with the sounds of ecstasy, but you're willing to share the sounds of murder? For example, he said, okay, you let your kids see movies where people are being killed on a regular basis. But then when you are in ecstasy with your mate, your husband, whoever it is, you are like, I gotta be quiet. I don't want the kids to hear me. And he said, but you expose them to the sounds of murder and disaster, but you don't want to expose them to the sounds of ecstasy and pleasure. Why? And I remember it was just such a mind shift. I was like, wow, that's deep. Why do you want to keep your ecstasy quiet and silent? So when I began to do my work, the first work I began to do, Dani, was not keeping my ecstasy, my orgasms quiet.
I love it.
I decided, okay, what would it feel like? What would it be like to live my orgasms out loud? And it's not just the sexual orgasms, right? It's because Tantra is about, you can have a provocative conversation. You can hear music that turns you on, not just a sexual turns you on, but lights you up, turns you on, right?
Food.
You can smell a fragrance that totally opens you up. You can see a beautiful man walk past you that just
Hey.
right? All of that is art, and all of that is ecstasy.
I love it. I love that. So one of the keys to this confident aging, youthful, well, I don't want to say youthful, but maybe vivacious
Yes.
aging
Yes.
is to be out loud,
Yes.
unapologetic,
Yes.
as healthy as we can.
Yes.
What is your wellness routine? What are you doing now to stay healthy? Besides having very loud orgasms and and drinking water, like what are you doing?
I love you. So I take boot camp twice a week. So I'm 62. I'm getting married at 63. I work
Congrats
out
again.
at boot camp twice a week. I am a Chicago stepper, so I dance often. I am very conscious of what I put in my mouth. So I drink plenty of water. My goal is to drink 64 ounces of water. I drink half my body weight in ounces. So I drink 64 ounces of water. I have fruit. I have fruit or smoothies or fruit-based breakfast. My biggest meal is at lunch. My light meal is at dinner. And I make room for my pleasure and as well as my work.
I love it. Balance in all ways. So let me ask, no drinking, no smoking, no vices, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I have some vices, Dani.
Okay,
Absolutely.
just checking. Hey, I need to know how balanced we are here, okay?
But so
I'm
what
trying to
I
get like
say
you,
is,
ma'am.
oh, absolutely, I have some vices, right? So on the weekends when I go out with my sweetheart, I have my little what do you call them? Little lemon drops. I love those. But what I do is what you do 90% of the time.
Yes.
So 90% of the time, I'm drinking my water, I'm taking my herbs, I'm having my food for breakfast, I'm being mindful for the food that I'm eating, I am conscious of the thoughts I'm thinking, I'm using tapes and CDs, whatever they call them, to keep my mind programmed in the direction that I want to go. I make
Yes.
sure that I hang out with people that inspire me, that I feel good about, and I choose to live a life that inspires me and wraps its arms around me. And then I have a couple of vices that make up 10%.
I love your 90%. Your
Yes.
90% is literally manifesting 101, especially
Yes.
being conscious of the thoughts.
Yes.
That's everything. I know we didn't
Yes.
use the word manifesting, but what role does that play in your life? Or are you just doing you? And since you're doing it so positively, you just naturally attract your desire.
Oh no, everything that's around us at night when I go to bed, I end my day with, I put on certain meditation. I put on manifestation music, actually, either frequency where it changes the mind frequency, or I put on affirmations that speak powerfully to me. So that's how I end my day. And when I start my day, I do the same exact thing. So I'm always, because I realize in the world that we're living, the negative program is consistent.
Yes.
Constant and consistent. So therefore, to making sure that I'm thinking the right way, that also has to be constant and consistent.
Yes.
So I end my day with that and I start my day with that.
I do the exact same thing. I use solfeggio frequencies in the morning.
Yes.
And I'll use like a RTT or a hypno or affirmations at night. I love it. And it just keeps me in the right place to deal with what we have to deal with.
Yes.
So you mentioned it a little bit. I want you to go into detail. Let us know more about your business and the skincare products.
Yes. So who I am as a woman, I want to look beautiful and I don't want to work hard at it.
Amen.
I'm looking for simplicity, because one of the things I know in the healing work that I do, it's based in simplicity. So in terms of taking care of my skin, I also want simplicity and I want results. So I had been I had been working for a skincare company, and I was doing their marketing. And then I was traveling all over the world as well. And I wanted to create, and that company had gone out of business. And I wanted to create something else that was similar, that was natural, easy to use. You can use head to toe. And so as I was traveling the world, I was also looking for ingredients, plant-based ingredients, particularly that had ancient history with indigenous people. And so after 6 years of research and development, I handpicked ingredients to create formulas that were natural, non-toxic, that you could use head to toe, that not only would it, beautify you, but it also would have a powerful healing aspect to it as well. Because I want something I can use from head to toe. So this whole thing is a 2-step skincare ritual. And ritual is that thing that we always do that just keeps us alive as women. It's not a routine, it's a ritual. And that this ritual, when we do it, it ignites something within us. And I want it to be simple. So, I say 15 minutes a day. It literally, that 2-step skincare ritual takes less than 5 minutes. And literally, you can use it head to toe. You can use it in your hair, you can use it in your face, you can use it on your body. So step 1 is the Black Soap Gentle Cleanser. And it acts like a sponge to absorb the toxins. You can use it as a shampoo. You can use it as a facial cleanser. You can use it as a body wash. And then the step 2 is our Sacred Beauty formula that acts as a facial moisturizer, an eye cream, a night cream, a day cream, and a body balm. You can also use it in your hair to add body and to help split ends as a hair conditioner, but you can use it on your face, and it has 40 uses. So age spots, dark spots, blemishes, wrinkles, eczema, psoriasis, you name it, it works wonders on. And that's why it took me 6 years, because I don't want to use 6, 7, 8 different products, Dani. That is not me. So I got it all down to 2 simple products that you can use, that you can feel good about from an environmental standpoint, because it's biodegradable. You feel good about it in terms of it's non-toxic for your skin, and you can feel good about it because you're going to see the results in 14 days.
I love it. And I have been using it. And let me just tell you, I am soft. John can't keep his hands off me. I love it. And it has a nice light smell. I
That's
love
the
it.
frankincense. That's the frankincense in it, that smell, because frankincense, there was a specific reason why I think it was the 3 wise men took frankincense to baby Jesus, because at that time, because of the health properties of frankincense, it was at that time was more valuable than gold.
Wow.
That's why they took the frankincense to baby Jesus. And then where the frankincense grows, because it's trees, it grows in arid areas where people cannot live. It grows in an area that the way that you have to extract, because the frankincense is really the blood from the tree. And the only way that it is an art and a science. So the people who were trained to do that is through a family lineage. Remember, they can't live there. And you got to be trained, because you got to be able to extract the blood of the tree without killing the tree, right? And so that is why frankincense is so expensive. is because of that. So in taking it to baby Jesus with all of those considerations, it was at one time something that was only available for the wealthy.
What an honor then. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I had no idea. I had no idea about that. But I do love now I feel even more fancy. I'm going to rub it on tonight after my bath.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I must say, not just because it's my product, but I do see a glow on, because that's one of the things we promise. If there's nothing else, one of the things we promise is that your skin will be glowing in 14 days. And I can see, Dani, your skin glowing.
Thank you, darling. I'm no longer claiming 40. I am 25. So, oh my gosh, Asara, this has been such a treat. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find your whole skincare line. And yeah.
Great. Thank you, Dani. So our website address is myancienttreasure.com. myancienttreasure.com. And you want to really ideally get the 2-step skincare ritual, because that will take care of you head to toe, give you a glow. And also that scent, frankincense, is on terms of aromatherapy, it's good for calming the nerves. And in the season that we're living in, anything that calms the nerves and relaxes the nervous system, is a plus. And then it just does wonders for your skin. And you will begin to get compliments. If you haven't already, Dani, you'll begin to get more compliments about your skin. If girl, where you been? You've been in Jamaica, you've been in summer, because you are just glowing. You happy, you having a baby. Like, what's happening? Because you got the glow.
I'm ready. Listen, I am ready for a compliment. I will twirl and be like, what did you say? Repeat that 10 times. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. This has been a treat.
Thank you, Dani. I just want to thank you for being an excellent coach. We just really connected. I love your energy.
I love yours.
There's this, and that's what I can speak to. There's just something about you that's alive and genuine.
I'm a free Black woman, Asara. I'm a free Black woman. Real recognizes real. You see it in me too. Yes. I hear you. I feel you. I see you. I love you.
Yes.
All right. To all the free Black women who are listening, and to all the other women who are listening too, we love you too.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Please shoot me a DM with what gems you got from this episode. And I know there were plenty of gems because she talked about so much. And I know y'all going to come at me with the Tantra stuff. So we're going to have a Tantra episode real soon. But if you share this on Instagram, tag me at the Dani Faust and I will share you out. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys next week. Asara, thank you again for your time and your wisdom. I appreciate you.
Ashe.
I'll see you next week, everybody.